Alright everyone, good morning. So today we're going to be looking at explanatory statements for the oral presentation. With help from your mate, Pauline Hanson. Now, I've often found myself in situations that I need to explain myself at press conferences, when I turn up to the Senate wearing a burqa, when I say racist things on TV, when my party members are busted doing dodgy things. Look, I have had to explain a lot in my time. So, when I heard that Miss Richardson needed to teach you about explanatory statement, I thought I could help. But where to begin, I hear you ask? Well, I like to start off with a great reveal. So, a reveal. What's your contention? What's your arguments? And what arguments from your opposition are you rebutting? Okay? Now, I like to call that a reveal. But, you know, if you want to call it an introduction because you're all fancy pants, then fine. Okay? So that's what I would put in my reveal or my intro. Once you've whipped your burqa off and revealed your true intentions for your speech, now you can get through each of your arguments, explaining how clever you've been with your language or presentation techniques to convince them of the evils of halal certification. I mean your contention, whatever you're arguing. So, say in the first paragraph of my speech, I say that we should get rid of halal certification because I suspect it funds terrorists. I would talk about how I used myself as an expert in order to invite the audience to trust me. Although, I'm not really sure how successful that was. So, you know, you just work through each of your techniques in each of your paragraphs, discussing what the intended effect is for each of those techniques. Now, you may not be able to cover every single one, but focus on the main ones. So, once you've done that, you basically do this for your whole speech, working through each of the arguments, outlining how you were using persuasive devices and what the intended effect was. It's kind of like doing an analysing argument on your own writing. But don't just talk about your language devices. Talk about things like tone, volume, pausing, whatever. Maybe you even chose to wear a ridiculous blazer for effect. Just a disclaimer there from Miss Richardson. You're not allowed to wear a ridiculous blazer for effect. Okay, no matter how fancy pants it is. Thank you, Miss Richardson. So, in my opinion, the best way to format this whole explanatory statement is the old-fashioned way, like my hairstyle or political views. Okay, I would structure it as so. I'd have a reveal / intro. Then I would have a paragraph per argument that you raise. So, you know, if you've got three paragraphs, if you've got three arguments, then I would have 3 paragraphs in my explanatory statement that work through each of the arguments and how you're being persuasive in each one of those arguments. And then I would just have a conclusion that just summarises what you just said, which I'm sure was very interesting. Hopefully, with these tips for your explanatory statement, you'll be as successful as the Pauline Hanson One Nation Party. And guys, don't forget the eye contact, hey?